DoorCountyDailyNews.com. We are at Cornette Dairy for their open house. As you can see, lots of people are taking a look at the 6 different Lely Astronaut milkers here put in by Abts Lely Center. And we're here with Tom Cornette. And Tom, one cow looks like 2301's getting ready to milk. And what's kind of the process as we go through the milking here for this next cow?
Okay. So basically what she's decided she wants to come and get milked right now. So she's standing here in line waiting for the cow that's in the robot to finish up. And basically whenever she wants to, she'll wait. You can see there's another one on the other side of her. She looks like she wants to try and come in. The machine will actually decide whether or not she should get milked or not. She may have just got milked 2 hours ago. I'm betting by the way she looks that the machine's going to milk her. We'll see if this makes a successful video or not.
And how does the machine know?
So I have two or three different criteria that I can set to. Basically, if the machine thinks she's going to have 30 pounds of milk, it's going to milk her as long as she's been milked more than 4 hours ago. So I could do that, and or I could set it to be on time. I want her to get milked. I could set a different criteria, basically saying that I don't want her to get milked less than a 10-hour interval or a 12-hour interval, as some of these cows are getting closer to drying up. I can change some of these parameters and some of these settings. So, like I said, it's the robot that makes up its mind, but I give the robot guidance, I guess, in its decision making.
And the robot will make that decision off of that blink. We talked to Greg Abts about that, and that's got a lot of different information that carries with her throughout the barn.
You bet. You can see on her neck collar the little tab behind her ear. That's actually, oh, she's going to leave on us. That's actually a step counter. The way I think of it, it's like a Fitbit for cows. It's tracking how many steps she's taking each day. It's actually, there's a microphone in there, tracking how many minutes each day she's chewing her cud and eating. The computer will then establish a normal baseline for her, and if she deviates from that, maybe she's not eating as much as what she was yesterday and she's down 20%, the computer will then tell me she's not eating as much. That usually means she's sick. And it'll make me go out here and it doesn't tell me what's wrong with her. It just tells me something's probably wrong. Now you can see, now we're gonna have a battle here to see who gets in the robot here next.
And now, obviously, it's going to decide when it wants to get milk, but there's also something special waiting for the cow once they get in there.
Yes, they actually get fed. We can kind of call it a treat. We call it their blueberries. It's actually a pelleted feed. There's some shell corn, some wheat midds, a few other things in there, and it's delivered in front of them. The robot knows exactly how much she's supposed to get based on how much she's milking. But there's a blueberry flavoring on it. I thought it was just the blueberry smell at first, but I tried one. They taste like blueberries too. I've eaten my cow feed.
All right, very good.
My dad said that the cows never ate something that he didn't try, so I figured I had to try it.
That's good, and of course now we're getting that line going here as we got 2419 in front of us. I would ask if she's got a personal opinion, but looks like she's still chewing her cud as well. It looks like we're going to have a cow enter, so now we'll take a walk into the milk house, if you will.
So now the robot, the arm just came over here and just got flushed out. There's a steam back flush that flushes out 99% of the bacteria, chemical free, done with steam. And it just did that over here and rinsed with water. Now it's coming underneath the cow to wash this next cow. So the brushes are going on. The robot knows where she is, where each of the 4 quarters are. and it's going and rinsing, brushing them off. The brushes do a good job of cleaning. They also do a very good job of stimulating her to let her milk down. They're going to come over here, they're going to rinse off, and they're going to go back under to clean a second time. Just does a little bit better job of getting the dirt off, and again stimulating her to drop her milk.
Now, how often do you find yourself, obviously you don't need to be here for every cow, for every milking, but how often do you find yourself coming into your 6 rooms here?
We come through twice a day, every day, to clean everything down, spray everything down, get the manure that you can see. Somebody got her foot on one of the cups there. We do that, check to make sure that things are in order and nothing's broken on them or something out of whack. Now you can see the lasers are firing, you can see the little red laser beams, and now what it's doing is it's searching for the exact placement of where those 4 teats are.
Once again, we're at Cornette Dairy, open house going on today. We're taking a look at one of the cows getting milked right now. 6 different machines here at Cornette Dairy, so the 300 plus cows that get milked every day can have their choice of where they go.
So now, her 2 rear quarters are a little bit close, but I got them. It had a little bit hard time finding them. It pops one inflation up at a time and does one at a time, and now all 4 are on. So now, when milk is flowing out of all 4 quarters, it rinses the brushes off again. But now we have milk flowing, and this is a successful milking. The milk comes through. There's a bunch of sensors in this arm underneath this cover. There are a bunch of sensors in this. So basically what it's doing is telling me she's milked 11 pounds so far. As each of the 4 quarters, this is how long it's been on. So it's been about a minute on each of them. Right here basically is telling me it's going to give her 3 pounds of the blueberries, is what we call it. And it's given her 2.5 pounds so far. It knows that she's only going to be in here for 5 minutes. So it knows that it has to get those 3 pounds dumped to her in that 5. A lot of computations, and the computing abilities of these machines is incredible. The amount of data that it has to process with each milking and with each cow, and there's 6 of these units, it's unreal.
Now, you mentioned before that it took you about 6 months to get used to it. We actually have a kind of a question going on right now saying, hey, it's a nice contraption. Interesting that it doesn't scare the cows. How long did it take the cows to get used to the robots?
Honestly, the cows took about 3 days. I had probably about 65 to 70% of the cows going through. They wouldn't go through on their own. We would get a group of about 10 or 15 cows up by the robot and just stand behind them and not let anybody away. And about 70% would walk in on their own by the 3rd day, which was a Wednesday afternoon. We started up on a Monday. So we started up on a Monday. Wednesday they were starting to go on their own. By Friday night, it was a late night, but I went in and stayed in. I went in at about 9 or 10 o'clock, and I let the robots do their thing and let whatever cows wanted to go on their own, I let them do it, and I started working off of the fetch cows and working off the list that the computer would generate after that. So basically 5 or 6 days, it really is what it took.
Now we're getting a little bit of movement over here right now as we're getting closer to that 540, and what are we seeing happening?
So it just pulled 3 of the quarters off. It'll pull each quarter off individually as each one finishes up, which is a real advantage over the parlor. If she had 1 quarter that was milking longer, all 4 would stay on, and that damages the ends, and that irritates them. So now it's done. Now it's spraying a green dip on them that's got skin conditioners and antibacterial properties. Now the robot's coming back over here. Now it's going to do that steam back flush, like I said. I'm going to go through. You can see the steam going through, killing the bugs if there's any sort of mastitis in there. should have just been killed. Now it's washing with water and cleaning everything out with water. Everyone, the computer just decided that she didn't need to get milk, so it just sent her through. Now we got 2419 coming in that was out there watching us before. Oh,
Yeah, it looks like it got accepted.
She needs to get milk. No, the whole process starts over again.
All right, well, Tom, thank you so much for explaining the process again to us. You can come here to Cornette Dairy, check out their astronaut milkers. They're doing their open house today on Saturday, but I'm sure, Tom, I'm sure you're willing to show people this whenever they want to come by as well.
Yep, I've done it pretty often. So.
I would say you have the spiel down to a science, I think.
Pretty good.
All right, for Door County Daily News, I'm Tim Coles reporting.